Okay, we are back. Jonathan, can you hear us?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, go ahead.
Alrighty. So my name is Jonathan Kirkham. I'm with the NSUF. I work on the infrastructure side of things. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Scientific Infrastructure Support (FOA). The main thing, basically, I'll give you a quick overview. Briefly talk about the different areas and just what has changed and who you can get in contact with if you have any questions. So the funding mechanism, of course, still goes through Department of Energy here at the Idaho section. The opportunities are split into two areas: the reactor upgrades and the general scientific infrastructure. One of the main changes for the proposals you will now go to nup.gov to apply instead of going to grants.gov. Um, so the FOA will be released sometime in August. We expect our applications to be in by November 1st, and the award announcements will be hopefully in June or July of 2019. So the two areas, there's two separate areas. I usually refer to the reactor upgrades as RU, and the GSI this is for the general scientific infrastructure. So the difference between the areas, so the award sizes will now be split down the middle for each area. So the reactor upgrades will get 2.5 million, and so will the GSIs. The maximum, this would be a special case for the maximum individual award of 2.5. The highest usually awarded is 1.5 in typical range of 250,000 and up till there. Period of performance is 1 year after awarded, and the reactors that are eligible for this you can find in Part 1, Section C of the FOA as soon as it's released. So a big change that we did this year, so with the review process, we'll still have two official reviewers and one university reviewer, so one from DOE and then another one from NSUF technical reviewers. The review criteria, we took out impact from safety, so we've separated that into 4 different criteria. So with safety being a higher percentage, because that's what we're mainly looking for with these proposals. So that gets a 55% weighted, and the rest will be 15. So everything's still the same. So impact, the potential to, improve or expand ongoing any research, and of course the utilization, how much researchers and staff will be able to use the facility, and then how well the project will actually be executed. So for the general scientific infrastructure, we're now like to do 2.5 million for it. Every year the awards for GSI get the amount of proposals that come in get larger and larger. So all universities are eligible to submit an application. We require 1 application per institution, and there's also a cost match on this area. So anything above 250,000 requires a cost match, and I'll give you an example on a later slide. So I would like to just remind everyone that applications submitted requesting any kind of high performance computing will not be funded, because NSUF provides access to these capabilities at no cost to the users. If you'd like to see more information, you can go to these websites here at NSUF, or the one through HPC Web at INL. So the review criteria for the JSI is pretty much still the same, except we've split it into 4 categories again, weighting them all evenly with the exception of the NSUF priority in there. So the impact is still the same wording to improve and expand ongoing Office of Nuclear Energy research and training capabilities. And then, of course, the utilization is the same as the reactor upgrade. So the amount of students, faculty, and research usage of each capability, and execution as well. So I'll just briefly go over this. So cost sharing is encouraged, but it's not required. However, they do require a cost match. So anything above $250,000 requires a cost match. So, for example, if you were to submit a proposal and the overall costs for this were about $350,000, the university would require you to put in $50,000, and then DOE would match that with another $50,000. So they would provide $300,000 overall. Each award is anticipated to be around $250,000 each. That's usually how it goes. So contact information, you can, for any technical questions you need, you can contact me through nsuf at inl.gov. We also have some Q&A questions from the past located on our webpage that you see there through that link. And any procurement questions can be submitted to Trevor Bluth at that information you see. And again, the application site is no longer at grants.gov. It is now, you will go directly to nup.gov to apply for these awards. So that is it. I guess I'll open for any questions now.
Once again, please submit your questions on the question input box on the GoToWebinar application. We will stick around for a couple of minutes to field any questions for Jonathan. Jonathan, has NSUF recently published infrastructure capabilities that the nuclear community needs?
You can find all of these capabilities on our website, our infrastructure website. So if you go directly to nsuf.inl.gov, you'll see in our resources the infrastructure, and you can view all that information for multiple facilities and institutions.
Okay, Jonathan, I think that's all the questions that we have. Thank you.